Kyle.
All righty.
Okay, let's begin our top 12 driver press conferences for this weekend's hell of a good sour cream dips 400 here at Michigan International Speedway, and we're pleased to be joined in the media center right now by Kyle Busch. He's currently second in points. He's driving the number 18 M&M's Pretzel Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing this weekend, and Kyle's certainly creeping up in those standings. You're at a place that you haven't got a win yet at, but you've got a top 5 and 3 top 10s. Talk about racing here at Michigan.
Yeah, it's a really fun racetrack. You know, unfortunately, I haven't had the success I've wanted here in the Cup cars, but it's been really good in the Nationwide and the Truck Series here. So just looking forward to this weekend, trying to come out here and run well with the Cup car and have a good, solid finish for us. You know, we've had a lot of good runs here as of late, and especially last weekend with the way we ran it. Pocono Raceway, not one of my best places, but to get a real good, solid top 2 finish there to a teammate who should win there was really good for us. So Michigan's one of those places I like coming to, and for the hell of a good 400, it should be a good weekend.
Okay, we'll take questions. We got a couple wireless mics on this side and over here. Raise your hand and we'll come to you. We'll start here with Mike. Go ahead.
Mike Hembry, SpeedTV.com. Kyle, does it matter to you a lot at this point if you're second or fifth or eighth in the points? And would it mean a lot to you and the team to move in front of Harvick over the next month or so as far as momentum, incentive, that sort of thing?
Well, it'd be nice to. You know, it'd be nice to be as high as you can be, but the most important thing right now is the tally of wins. You know, just to get yourself seated a little bit better for the chase. You know, we've done a good job at where we're at. You know, we've had some races that you know, we might have let slip away a little bit or haven't quite had a shot to win. But you know, the win total is what we're looking for. You know, whether we're first, eighth, whatever. You know, you want to be locked in. You know, with a couple races to go, like I was in 2008. You know, we had a pretty good lock on the field and where we were. So those are the best scenarios. So you don't really have to worry about racing for points in the 3 or 4 races before the chase starts. You can just strictly go out there and try to build speed and get a win.
Next question over here. Okay, let's go back here with Shannon, and then we'll go to Mulhern and then Jim. Go ahead, Shannon.
Kyle, Shannon Spake, ESPN. Just wanted to get your take on the Joey and Kevin incident from last week, and have you spoken to Joey about what happened?
It looked like a wreck, you know. I mean, Joey, I felt like, you know, had the right position on the racetrack where I think Harvick, you know, everybody says Joey turned down on him. Well, I'm going to stick up for Joey and say, well, yeah, you got to turn into the corner. Harvick went straight. He was trying to stay on the patch, and he's the bottom lane car. You've seen all day that the bottom lane car shoots to the bottom of the racetrack. So Harvick did hold his line, but Harvick dumped him doing so. So, you know, I haven't talked to Joey much about, you know, the confrontation or anything after the race, but, you know, it's part of racing, and, you know, emotions get high, and whatever happened. I'm not sure, but of course everybody's heard the comment, but doesn't matter.
Let's go Mike, Jim Utter, and then Mike Vega.
Mike Muller and MikeMuller.net. Looking at the chase, it seems like all you guys that are running for the championship should be trying to make as many friends as possible. Now, you've got your deal with Denny, but, I mean, that's an inside thing. Kevin's trying to run for the championship, and he's wrecking guys. I mean, what am I missing in that whole thing? It's like nobody's looking at the big picture. I mean, when we get to September, I think Joey's going to take out about 4 or 5 of you guys because he's going to be ready to take off.
Well, hopefully he does, and it'd be better for us and Denny. But you know, I don't think any of the Joe Gibbs Racing drivers are drivers like that. You know, I don't try to race dirty. I mean, I might race hard and it might be difficult to some people, but I'm not out there to wreck anybody on purpose. You know, I try to give the lane. If somebody's got the lane, I give it to them. You know, and try to make sure that I don't make any enemies, because I know about that. I know the big picture. I know I don't need enemies going on forward. So to me, it's just, you know, you got to make sure that you pick and choose your battles when you want to, and that you don't make too many of them.
Jim Utter, Mike Vega, and Reagan. Go ahead.
Jim Utter, Charlotte Observer. Kyle, this kind of goes to Mike's question a little bit, but almost every race this year so far, race fans have left with kind of a dust-up between a couple drivers and looking to see if that continues the next week. And 99% of the time it hasn't. A lot of people talk about how rivalries have made NASCAR, but usually they were longer-term rivalries. Going back to what you just kind of answered with Mike, is that the future? Are we unlikely to see long-term dust-ups because of the big picture, that in most cases what happened last weekend was last weekend?
Yeah, I think maybe in the past, it's hard to say, but there wasn't 20 cars, 25 cars every week legitimately having a shot to win the race, for one. For two, you had a point season that went from race 1 to race 36, 48, however many there were. So you had opportunity to, you could throw away a couple races and whatever, and if you really wanted to have a beef with a guy. But now with the way the chase is, you got to get through the first 26, be in the top 12 for the first 26, and then when it comes down to the last 10 races, you ain't got time to mess with anybody, So you want to make your life as easy as possible in those final 10, where you don't have to race your guts out to try to get by one guy who's a lap down, who's just out there to make your day miserable. So, that's pretty much why I say that they're dropped and let go. But, in the first place, you should just try to make sure you don't make any.